The 19th century was a pivotal time in Texas history, marked by significant transformations in its social, economic, and political landscape. Amidst this era of change, camps and caravans emerged as the heartbeat of Texas, serving as hubs of activity that shaped the course of daily life. In this video, we're going to delve into the various types of camps and caravans that dotted the Texan wilderness, exploring their roles and impact on the people who lived, worked, and traveled through them. We'll examine how these temporary settlements contributed to the state's growth and development, while also highlighting the challenges and hardships they endured. Join us as we uncover the stories behind these vital aspects of 19th century Texas. Convict labor camps played a significant role in the economic development of 19th century Texas. These camps, often situated in remote areas with abundant natural resources, served as a means to both punish convicts and harness their labor for the state's benefit. As Texas expanded and new industries emerged, such as mining, agriculture, and transportation, the demand for cheap labor increased. Convict labor camps offered a readily available and cost-effective solution to meet this demand. The establishment and operation of these camps were overseen by the Texas prison system. Inmates were typically sentenced to hard labor for various offenses, ranging from property crimes to more serious offenses. The conditions in convict labor camps were often harsh, with inmates enduring long hours, inadequate rations, and limited medical care. Despite the hardships, convict labor proved to be a valuable asset to the growing state. Their forced labor contributed significantly to infrastructure projects, including road construction, bridge building, and railroad maintenance. Additionally, convicts were employed in agricultural settings where their labor helped develop vast plantations and farms. This utilization of convict labor not only provided much-needed assistance in developing Texas, but also offered a cheaper alternative to hiring free labor. However, the use of convict labor also raised ethical questions and concerns about the treatment of prisoners. The harsh conditions and lack of basic rights for inmates in these camps sparked ongoing debates about penal practices and the role of punishment versus rehabilitation. Caravans were another essential aspect of 19th century Texas, serving as the primary means of transporting goods and people across the vast distances of the state. These organized groups of wagons, or pack animals, moved in procession, providing a level of safety and efficiency that was crucial for long-distance travel and trade. The importance of caravans in 19th century Texas can be attributed to several factors. Firstly, the state's vast size and lack of efficient transportation infrastructure made it challenging to move goods and people from one region to another. Caravans offered a practical solution to overcome these logistical hurdles. Secondly, the hazardous conditions of the roads and the threat of outlaws or Native American attacks necessitated the formation of caravans. By traveling in groups, individuals could protect themselves and their possessions, deterring potential threats. Additionally, caravans allowed for the sharing of resources and information among travelers, fostering a sense of community and mutual support. One prominent type of caravan was the mule caravan. Mules were preferred for their strength, endurance, and sure-footedness, making them ideal for traversing the rugged terrain of Texas. These caravans consisted of a large number of mules, often hundreds in a single caravan, each carrying a specific load. The choice of goods transported varied depending on the needs and demands of different regions. Common items included food supplies, building materials, manufactured goods, and even livestock. The journey of a mule caravan was not an easy undertaking. Drivers had to contend with harsh weather conditions, scarce water resources, and the risk of losing their animals. Navigation was also challenging in the absence of clear roads or maps. Drivers relied on landmarks and their knowledge of the terrain to guide them to their destination. Despite the hardships, Mule caravans were instrumental in facilitating trade and communication throughout Texas. They connected distant markets, allowing for the exchange of goods and services. Moreover, these caravans served as conduits for information, delivering news and supplies to isolated settlements. Imagine a scene straight out of a Wild West movie. A lone traveler stands at a dusty crossroads, squinting against the glare of the midday sun. His horse paws the ground impatiently, eager to hit the trail. But before he can depart, he must first quench his thirst at the nearby saloon, and refresh himself with a tall glass of lemonade. After all, it is the middle of summer in Texas, and the relentless heat seems to radiate from the very earth itself. And so the traveler takes a seat at the rough wooden bar, wiping the sweat from his brow as he enjoys his drink. He's heard tales of these stagecoach stops before, places that sprung up along the frontier like oases in the desert, offering travelers a brief respite from the unforgiving landscape. As he listens to the chatter of the saloon, he learns that these stops weren't just about quenching one's thirst. They were social hubs, gathering spots where news was exchanged and friendships forged. For a moment, the traveler feels a sense of relief wash over him. He knows that when he finally reaches his destination, he'll have a story to tell, a tale of adventure and camaraderie forged in the heart of the Texas wilderness. That's because stagecoach stops, like these, played a vital role in shaping the social, economic, and cultural landscape of 19th century Texas. These establishments, often found along major transportation routes, served as essential way stations for travelers journeying across the vast expanse of the state. At a time when roads were rudimentary and travel was arduous, stagecoach stops offered a welcome respite for weary travelers. They provided a place to rest, refresh, and refuel, whether it be for an overnight stay or a quick break during the day. Travelers could leave their horses for boarding or stable, ensuring their well-being, while they themselves sought rest and relaxation. Stagecoach stops also provided travelers with sustenance and supplies. They featured restaurants or dining rooms where travelers could enjoy a hot meal and procure provisions for their journey. Additionally, many stops offered lodging facilities such as guest rooms or bunkhouses, catering to travelers who wished to spend the night before continuing their travels the following day. Furthermore, these stops were vital for stagecoach companies, serving as strategic locations for changing horses and drivers. The stagecoach system relied on a network of stops to maintain a steady schedule and ensure the efficient transportation of passengers and cargo. The proliferation of stagecoach stops can be attributed to the growing need for faster and more reliable transportation methods during the 19th century. With Texas expanding and trade routes becoming more established, the demand for efficient travel increased. Stagecoach companies recognized this need and strategically located stops along major routes connecting towns, cities, and important destinations across the state. The spacing of these stops was carefully planned to allow for horse changes and driver rests, optimizing the stagecoach system's efficiency. Stagecoach stops played a pivotal role in facilitating long-distance travel and commerce in 19th century Texas. They provided essential services for travelers, stagecoach companies, and local communities, contributing to the state's growth and development. But there's more to these stops than just a place to rest. Candelilla wax camps were a unique feature of 19th century Texas, reflecting the state's rich natural resources and the entrepreneurial spirit of its inhabitants. These camps emerged in regions where the candelilla plant, a small shrub with a waxy coating, grew abundantly. The candelilla wax, extracted from the plant's branches, quickly gained recognition for its high quality and versatile applications. It became an essential component in industries such as soap making, candle production, and leather tanning. The discovery of the candelilla plant's utility led to the establishment of specialized camps dedicated to the extraction and processing of the wax. These camps typically operated seasonally, aligning with the availability of the candelilla plant. Workers, often referred to as wax hands, would gather at these camps to harvest the plant, extract the wax, and prepare it for transportation to markets. As news of the lucrative trade spread, more and more people were drawn to candelilla wax camps, seeking to capitalize on the opportunity. The process of extracting candelilla wax involved several labor-intensive steps. First, the plant had to be harvested, which required skilled workers to identify the right branches and extract the wax without damaging the plant. Once collected, the branches were then boiled or steamed to separate the wax. The resulting liquid wax was strained and purified, ready to be molded into bars for transport. This intricate process demanded precision and expertise, reflecting the dedication and craftsmanship of those working in the candelilla wax industry. The emergence of candelilla wax camps can be attributed to the increasing demand for natural wax products in various industries. As consumer preferences shifted towards more eco-friendly and sustainable alternatives, the use of animal fats and other artificial waxes declined, creating a void that candelilla wax was perfectly positioned to fill. Furthermore, the isolation of these camps fostered a sense of community among the workers who came together to tap into this unique resource. The camaraderie and shared experiences within these camps contributed to the social fabric of 19th century Texas. That concludes our exploration of the various camps and caravans that flourished in 19th century Texas. These temporary settlements played a pivotal role in shaping the state's history and development. From convict labor camps to caravans, stagecoach stops, and candelilla wax camps, each had its unique contribution to make. We've delved into the harsh conditions and significant impact of convict labor, the organization and challenges of caravans, the vital role of stagecoach stops, and the intriguing world of candelilla wax production. Each camp and caravan presented its own set of challenges, from the grueling labor and limited rights of convict labor to the hardships faced by caravan drivers and the isolation of stagecoach stop operators. Yet amidst these challenges, these endeavors contributed immensely to Texas's growth. They facilitated trade, communication, and the utilization of natural resources, driving the state's development during the 19th century. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about similar topics, be sure to check out other videos about 19th century Texas. And don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our latest content. Thanks for watching.